Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Happy New Year. Um we are still in January somehow. This month is like my least favorite month of the year. It makes me depressed. It lasts forever. I feel like this year it hasn't lasted. I remember last January felt like 2 years. It felt so long. This January I feel like because I've been more busy, it hasn't felt as long, but these last two like weeks so have felt freaking, oh my gosh. I just need this month to be over. And also the weather. I live in Pennsylvania and we've just been getting so much snow and it's been freaking freezing. And I like the snow. I like it. I like winter, but it's I'm kind of done. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for this month to be over. I just want to start anew. Anyway, I dread this month every year. Anyway, sorry about my ranting. I hope everyone is doing well and having as well of a time as we can right now in this messed up world. It's freaking, I don't even know. I wanted to apologize starting off because I unfortunately lost, well, I didn't lose the footage of the first thing I drew on this spread. I tried to include the footage, but it just looked weird and it was like not working out, so I apologize for that. You'll see, honestly it's probably for the best because the drawing I drew, the first one, I didn't like how it turned out at all, which was frustrating because I really liked the reference I was using. And I liked the sketch, but when I started coloring it, it was just going downhill. And it made me realize too that it's been a while since I've done like a marker illustration. It was rough anyway, and I kind of just ended up throwing a whole bunch of colors down and hoping for the best. So I'm happy that this is the one I started with anyway because it turned out a lot better, and I like how the colors turned out. These are all just a whole bunch of different references I got off of Pinterest of pretty girls that I wanted to draw because I wanted to have a little bit more of a simple thing to draw in this video because I wanted to talk a little bit about some of my New Year goals. Because I wanted to like set a little something for myself. I have done this I think 2 times now, where at the beginning of the new it's the end of January now, so I was a little late this time, but I find anyway that January again it's like a bad month for me, and I always end up losing a lot of my motivation. This month hasn't been terrible, but more recently I've been kind of feeling it, which I remember seeing before. I don't remember where I saw this, but we always talk about like New Year resolutions and stuff when it gets to be January, but I've heard too that like January is actually the worst time to like start having like New Year goals and trying to set like new habits for yourself because it's just like a time of year that is just like I feel like everyone is just so exhausted at this time of year because we just got done with like the holidays, and that's always very hectic and like very stressful. And you have to like go back to work and school after all this time, and it's just also just like I know this isn't obviously for everyone because it kind of depends on where you live. But like I know for me where like living in the winter and like our freaking it's dark outside like most of the time, and it's just so hard to like get motivation at this time because I feel like it's just a time of the year where everyone's just freaking exhausted because of just the circumstances around everything. So it's actually like a really bad time to be even trying to set goals because again everyone is just like burnout and exhausted, and the state of the world right now is awful, so everyone's just struggling. So I'm trying to be positive as I can, and it's really hard. So I decided anyway, I was like, you know what? Let's start later on anyway. We're gonna make February my new year because this month has sucked. So I'm doing this on my own time. But I wanted to set myself some goals so that I could have something, to get me started somehow. And so my goals are very, very like broad and like not super specific. They're pretty broad and pretty. I only have like 3 main ones because I feel like it's good to like not push tons of pressure on yourself. Because I tried to do that in the past and it ends up not working anyway. So one of my first goals that I wanted to set for myself this year was I really wanted to work more on my anatomy, which I think I've said this like multiple times now in videos. But my anatomy, I've never been great with anatomy ever. I've never like really properly learned how to do anatomy. But I found recently working in this sketchbook, which I've been working in the sketchbook now for like 2 years, I think. I'm getting close to finishing, but because the sketchbook is so small, and it's the main thing that I draw in and I sketch in, because it's so small, it's really hard for me to do a lot more like full body stuff, because if I want to do full body stuff, I have to draw it very small. And I don't like that. That's why I tend to draw a lot more faces in this book. And I also prefer to draw faces anyway. Um, Full body stuff isn't my favorite thing to do, but I mean, I still enjoy it. But I find myself like not, because of this book too, not like wanting to do full body stuff, and I feel like it's really hurt my anatomy. Um, and I think I actually have more recently. I've been doing a little bit more of like full body stuff, and I think I've been kind of starting to like get a little bit better, but I also just really want to practice more poses and stuff to try to get more fluidity into posing and like into the body, and like really trying to figure out and study it more and do just more like studies in general. Um, and I also, for my next sketchbook, I think I'm gonna really try to get something a little bit bigger, because I really do just miss. Because I remember the last sketchbook I had was like the biggest one I've ever had. Um, and at first I really didn't like it, but as time went on, I actually learned to like really love it. And I'm kind of missing that now. So I don't know if I'm gonna get one like as big as my other one was, but I do want to get a bigger one. So I'm definitely gonna try to do that. Hopefully. And again, I also have been doing a lot of digital art recently, which even on my digital art though stuff, I haven't been doing a lot of full body things, to be honest. So it's like I could do more full body stuff with my digital art to practice too, and I haven't been. So I just need to practice that more, because I've been struggling with it, and it's been frustrating, and I want to get better. And because I love drawing people. Um, so yeah, that's like my main goal with anatomy right now, and I'm gonna try to hopefully do more to better that in the future. Also, side note, what I'm drawing right now, I think originally I wanted this page, I was gonna do like a fully, because I recently got like a pastel set of Ohu markers, because I love pastels. I've been wanting a pastel set for like a long time, and I finally got one. But I decided not to in the end. So that is also a future video I have planned, where I do a bunch of pastel stuff, because I love pastels, and I kind of wanted to like review my set to see if I like them. So yeah, sorry, that was like a side note I just wanted to add. But I was playing around a lot with like, again, warm tones, because I like doing that, and I had a lot of fun on this spread. I was having a good time overall with like all the colors and stuff, and I really am happy with how these two things turned out. I'm really happy, especially with this one. Actually, my other one too that I did. I really love how the hair turned out on both of these. I love drawing like very curly and like wavy hair. It's like, I don't know. It's so fun to like try to figure out how to do that with like shading and stuff also. And I was having so much fun um on both of these. And I realized too, on literally all of the like girls I drew, I didn't even realize I did this. Every single one of them has bangs. And I was like, I didn't even mean to do this, but like they all have like bangs in their hair, and it was, I don't know, I was like laughing at it, because I was like, I feel like I don't always draw bangs, especially like the straight across ones. But yeah, that was just a side note that I thought was funny. Also, this was me trying to figure out how to shade folds, and I was just kind of playing again. None of these, I wasn't like trying to make these look amazing. I was kind of just playing around with color and having fun. I was also trying to use like colors I don't always use. Like, I feel like I don't use a lot of like yellows and stuff, so I was trying to incorporate that um, into this drawing as well. But anyway, my second big like goal I have, which again I feel like I say this all the time too, and I never go through with it, so I'm really gonna try to like figure out how to work into this, is I want to just play more around with more mediums, specifically with paint. I feel like I always say this. I really want to try to get better at gouache and like acrylic paint also, but especially gouache. I really want to try to get into gouache, because I love how it looks. And I actually did I started a sketchbook, like, this was a while ago now. I don't remember. I think it literally started this like last spring, so it's been like over a year almost. But I was like, I designated a specific sketchbook to painting in, specifically gouache, but I think I was also going to do acrylic stuff, and it was mainly going to be just like faces, because I wanted to start with faces, because that's what I draw the most of, and that's honestly because I find like painting skin tones is like really freaking difficult for me. Like, that's the thing I struggle with the most. So I wanted to dedicate an entire sketchbook to it, and I did like one face and then I stopped. I haven't done any since. And so I need to like get more. I really, really want to get more into that because I really love the way that gouache paint looks, and I struggle with it really bad. And I really want to practice more. And I also just want to do more mediums in general. Again, I really want to get back because I used to like do more like acrylic stuff, but I was never good at it. But I really want to try to get into it and like learn. And I definitely think also like I really do think that digital art has really helped me actually with my coloring because I don't know, something about digital art, because I have to like I think like I've kind of learned a lot about painting actually through digital art because I've had to learn how to like layer and stuff. And I really think, and like having like base layers and like the way that I've like learned to do a step by step type of thing has really helped me actually. It's like worked for my brain to like learn how to color, and it's actually even helped with like again, yeah, traditional stuff, like with like my marker illustrations even. I feel like I've learned a lot of how to color um in like a new way. It's like opened my brain. I don't know, it like just clicked in my brain more recently how to do it more. And I think coloring digitally really helped me with that because I struggled really bad with coloring digitally in the beginning. I mean, I still am like every time I'm doing stuff digitally, I like find myself experimenting in different ways to color, which is actually really helpful. um but and I think that really has helped me actually with like painting, because when I did that painting before, I feel like I like was able to apply some of those things into it, and it turned out better than stuff I've done in the past has. So again, I've been doing a lot of digital stuff too. I do a lot more digital stuff on my own time, but I really feel like that's also helped me a lot. So I'm hoping that if I can take that and apply it to painting, it'll help me more in the future. But I don't know. I just get so like frustrated, and I have a hard time feeling motivated to do it, I guess also. But I need to just do it, like I have to just practice it. That's like how I can get better, is just doing it and practicing. I just really struggle with like the ugly phase because like a lot of painting, it starts out ugly before it gets like good. And I need to like just practice that. I feel like I'm really bad to it, like mixing colors and finding the right colors. Like that's again, the skin is like the thing that I struggled the most with. Um, but yeah, here's to that too. Hopefully, I'll get around to that eventually, soon, and I'll probably try to make like I kind of want to chronicle my journey with painting too, like with videos too, and that will hopefully also like hold me accountable to doing it. So hopefully this year I can really try and make that happen. Final thing that I really want to get better at, and this isn't like directly tied to actual like the art that I'm making, but just like circumstance around it, I guess, is just my procrastination, because I procrastinate so bad. It is something I've always struggled with. Um, and I just don't manage my time well at all. And I really want to figure out how to do that also, because I really do think that's also like just such a key thing with the stuff that I'm not getting done. I don't know. I just, again, this is more of a personal thing for me. Um, but yeah, I just really, really need to practice my time management skills. I can't talk. I just really need to practice them, and I know that I can do better. And I really do, like, I'm really a big fan of like lists and stuff. Like I really am, like, I like being organized, and I like having a plan and like planning out what I want to do. And so I have been doing better at that recently. And I make like lists all the time about like what I'm planning, but I still don't like manage my time well enough. And yeah, I want to get better at that. That's like probably one of the biggest things, because it affects everything that I do. Literally everything, and not even just my art, but like the way I live my life. And yeah, I want to be better at that, and also just manage like, you know, time for myself and time for like hobbies and other stuff, and then art. Yeah, all of it needs to be managed better. I feel like I know a lot of people struggle with this. So yeah, it's another major thing for me. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to apply these things, and hopefully I can do better than I have in the past. And again, I'm not like putting tons of pressure on myself right now because again, I feel like if I do, it's just gonna end up it's gonna burn me out, and then I won't have fun. Which I also think is a major thing too. Is I want to still be able to have fun with art, and I'm still gonna obviously go back to like markers and my comfort zone sometimes because I don't think that's like I think that's good. I think it's good to like let yourself have fun with it because otherwise you're just gonna be miserable. And I don't want to hate art because I like art and I love doing it. But hopefully, again, I'll be able to, you know, do better in the future. And yeah, let me know if you have any art goals this year, or just anything that you want to draw or get better at. I'd love to know, and how maybe you're planning on doing that. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good year as we possibly can. Stay safe, stay warm. I hope everyone has a great day. And if you're still here, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.